It is a beautiful spring day today in Oregon's Mount Hood territory, and what better way to explore that and enjoy the spring weather than to hang out with some gorgeous flowers and some wonderfully talented gardeners. We are live today at Rogerson Clematis Garden between West Lynn and Lake Oswego. I said it right.
Yeah.
I said it right. Nailed it. I've been practicing for the past 10 minutes. I'm joined by Linda. She is one of the gardeners out here who takes care of this amazing place, its wonderful history, its heritage, and the more than 700 types of clematis flowers.
757 are the number we have right now.
That's a lot of flowers, and that's just different types. There's more than, what, 1,700
Plants
in
the garden.
So it's a lush area, which makes sense why it's at Lucier Farm.
Yes.
All right, my first pun of the day, and it's already only like a minute into the video.
Okay.
I'm ahead of the goal. Linda, thanks for joining us and having us
You're
out.
welcome. Technically, I'm the curator.
The curator,
of
okay.
the collection, so it's my job to know exactly what we have as far as the clematis are concerned.
That is quite a job considering how many you have.
Yes, it is.
Her hands are full.
They keep me jumping.
So explain to us how this garden came about.
Okay, the garden was founded actually in Manhattan, Kansas.
The smaller Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brewster Rogerson, our founder, was a professor of English there. He had a house built, and in 1971 he bought 4 clematis and couldn't find any information about them. And that sort of tripped his collector switch, which he had that collecting gene already.
It's a good thing they didn't have the internet yet, or this might not all be here.
Yeah,
just Google it and then he's done. Yeah.
So he by 1975 he was calling himself a collector, and when he retired from teaching, he decided the Pacific Northwest would be a more hospitable climate for clematis than Zone 4 Manhattan, Kansas. So by 1982 he had moved to Eugene, and then right away he realized the Portland area was a much bigger hub for horticulture, and he moved the collection up here. But it was never in the ground. It was always in containers.
Wow.
And it was housed at a wholesale nursery, and in exchange he wrote their catalog for them.
Handy choice, I like it.
So that went on for about 15 years, and then he got macular degeneration. And so a bunch of us in the local horticultural community, like Sean Hogan and Lucy Hardiman and Mike Darcy and a bunch of folks, and me, started looking for a place for it. In 1974, Mike Darcy had an iconic conversation with the city of Lake Oswego, who owns Lucier Farm. Even though, as you say, we're not in Lake Oswego, we're on ground that's owned by Lake Oswego. And it has been a fabulous partnership with the Parks and Recreation Department there. So this garden is open dawn till dusk every day. People can come visit it. I'm not here that much, but they can come out on Saturdays or on Fridays from 10 to 2, and then the last Saturday of the month, it's on our website, and they can come out and visit when there are people here to answer questions.
Well, let's talk about a couple of the flowers, because I'm just blown away by the beauty here. We've got this really gorgeous one back here. This is kind of where we started in the Founders Garden section. What is this beautiful wall of color?
This is called Warwickshire Rose, and this is in a group. There are 325 clematis species. They're all over the world except Antarctica. And so this type we call the Montana group, meaning the mountain group. And the parents of these, like Vera over there, is absolutely stunning. The parents of these came from the mountainous areas of China.
Oh, wow. So we got some imports.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's talk about this sundial, because I thought that you told me this history before we started. This is a fantastic little piece here right here.
This sundial is calibrated to this spot. If you move it 2 miles in any direction, it's no longer correct. One of our volunteers, a retired machinist, got into making these. This is a manhole cover, and he did all of the etching and fixed the gnomon where it needed to be. And we actually put this in 2011, which was the 40-year anniversary of the collection.
Oh, wow.
Brewster, and so Brewster was still alive then. He passed away in 2015.
Okay.
So he was here for the founding of his part of the garden. So we're standing in the Founders Garden.
Very cool.
Within the bigger garden.
So, I mean, as you said, this garden's been around for more than 40 years now.
The collection
The collection.
Yeah.
Do you still add new species of clematis?
Oh yeah.
So where do you come up with those? I mean, are you guys breeding new types, or?
No, Brewster never bred any clematis.
Okay.
He never took pollen from here and put it on a plant over there and created anything new. However, he did save the seedlings.
Okay.
And we have a fabulous seedling down
all right,
the walk
let's check
here.
that out.
So let's go have a look.
Paula's going to take a walk with us and take in the beautiful views. You know, one of the things you said about this place is, I mean, you don't have to be a gardener to come out here and enjoy. You can just come out here
Right.
for a picnic, enjoy the scenery. And again, you said dusk till dawn every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have plants here that people wouldn't recognize as clematis. This shrub right here is actually clematis stands.
Okay.
This is going to get come up and have taller flowers midsummer, little tiny bluebells. It's used as a filler flower in Japan in flower arrangements.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So because of these different seasons, you have things that are blooming throughout the summer,
Right.
the spring and summer. So
We see-
anytime you come here, you're going to find color.
Peak bloom is sort of from late May, really until September, October.
Oh wow.
Because things that are blooming now will repeat, and then the later bloomers start blooming, so you have these overlaps of the groups. But the plant I want you to see is this little stunning thing right here.
Those are really cool.
Yeah, that's Sharpie.
I can see why they've got those very pointy blades.
And that is a plant that came up in the containers because Brewster had them all in containers in a greenhouse. And cousins, you know, do what cousins do. And so this is Sharpie. We have shared this with some of the local nurseries, and we also propagate it, and occasionally we have it for sale. But the trouble is our volunteers usually cherry pick the sale plants, so it'll be a while before the public gets it.
So, I mean, the interesting thing about it seems to be we've got some that grow like shrubs.
Yeah.
And then this one seems to be more of a vining type.
Right.
So, and then
Right.
there's a whole variety of not just how they look, but how they grow and what kind of use they'd have in a garden.
The smallest clematis is an 8-inch by 8-inch shrublet from the...
Shrublet. I like that word.
Yeah.
I need to work that
tiny.
into my daily vernacular. I like that.
Shrublet. It's a baby shrub.
All right.
It grows on the South Island of New Zealand up in the mountains.
Okay.
And then the biggest
Do you have any of
clematis...
those here?
We don't. It doesn't. The winter rain was.
That would
these
be a little
things need
difficult,
drainage,
yeah.
and it's growing in scree.
Okay.
So the next time we get it, we're going to put it in a trough, and we can show you some of our trough clematis already.
We'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So when we moved here, the city had 3 things they wanted us to do. The first one was reestablish an orchard. There was an orchard here. The trees were in terrible shape. The city agreed to take them out so that we could establish the garden, and then we brought roses or apples back in. The only apple we were able to save was the big Gravenstein here, but each of these island beds is anchored by an antique apple tree.
Oh wow.
And then we have them on dwarf or semi-dwarf rootstock, and we have a whole group of volunteers who love these old apples, and they'll show up in the winter, they prune them, and that's the thing they want to do. Then around the farmhouse, the city wanted an antique rose garden. The house was built in 1900. That's when it showed up on the tax rolls. And the first family that was here was really around until the beginning of World War I.
Wow.
So we have said,
Some great history.
yeah, so we have said that, so we're headed up to this old Montana up here. So this came into cultivation in 1903. So that's pre-World War I, so that makes it into our group of heirloom plants. And the heirloom garden wraps around the 1900 vintage farmhouse. And then we can come over here to the third thing the city wanted.
And look at these. I mean, again, just these cute little lavendery, purpley ones.
Well, you know, we're right outside the farmhouse kitchen.
Okay.
So we always figured they'd have a few herbs and a little bit of a kitchen garden out here.
Makes
And
sense.
the city does offer cooking classes in the winter.
Ooh.
So they come out the back door and they
Take some
pillage
herbs.
from the herbs for their cooking
Oh yes, I think
classes.
that's some oregano there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Visitors. We love visitors.
So I keep seeing all these different signs that say, you know, Rogerson Clematis Garden, Bed Garden 7, 8. How many different garden beds are there?
There are technically 26. 24 of them are numbered. And then
Wow.
we have a terrace where the winter flowering clematis are.
Okay.
And we have a test garden
Oh, okay.
where we actually are trialing clematis for other people
Wow.
from around the world.
Okay.
So the other thing that the city wanted, the third thing, was to maintain a backyard bird habitat garden that they had started before we got here. So the collection was moved in containers here
Wow.
on December 3rd, 2005.
Okay.
And we started working on the heirloom garden, actually planting it in the fall of 2006. And then you guys have been out to see the front bank where the sun lovers are. And that was started in the fall of 2007. And then the rest of this sort of filled in around, we were working on all of it sort of all at the same time.
Wow.
But we had, when we got the collection from Brewster, we had 900 plants, almost all of them with their hands up saying, I'm ready to go in the ground now.
Yeah, probably getting a little
I've
root
been in a
bound.
pot a long time. And there are certain plants like people are, the Clematis armandii, the evergreen clematis, very popular with homeowners. But that's a plant that hates being in a pot. So you can put it in a half whiskey barrel. As soon as the roots hit the whiskey barrel, it's like, bye, we're done. So they check out. So we have added here water all year round to keep the bird baths going.
Because nobody likes a dirty bird.
Yes, nobody. And so, least of all, the birds themselves.
Right.
What's funny is a retired potter who was one of our volunteers made the bowls, and the uprights come from a company called Oh Grow Up. And the first week that we had these out, the birds wouldn't come to them. And we realized the problem was because they're blue, the birds couldn't see how deep the water was. So we put rocks in them, and now the birds know where the water line is.
Oh, wow.
And within a day of putting the rocks in the bird baths, the birds were here.
That's interesting.
But what's really funny is that people will come and take the rocks out like they shouldn't be there. And it's like, oh, no, really, people, we want the rocks there.
Well, we
so
know they work.
That's kind of funny.
When Molly and I came in, we saw a couple bluebirds over at one of the other bird baths.
Yes.
And I just have this thing for bluebirds. You don't see that vivid color so often. So that's always fun to see.
Yeah, we just started with the modern garden, and we can walk over there and have a look at it. Those are all clematis that were introduced after World War II.
Okay.
And they didn't fit into any other niche. Like where we are now, all of the clematis that are in the beech trees garden. And the beech tree, we think, was planted the same year to commemorate the finishing of the house.
It's a big darn tree.
So we figure 1900 was when it was planted.
That's some awesome history and a gorgeous tree.
Yeah, and it has a little Clackamas County Heritage Tree plaque on it, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you know, you mentioned the heritage. You are so good at the segues. She's going to take my job. Because I wanted to talk about, because this is actually one of our Heritage Trail sites.
Yeah.
And we just revamped our new Heritage Trail. And so if you come out at the front by, you said, the Sun Lovers Garden, you'll see our Heritage Trail sign. Look for the green Mount Hood Territory Heritage Trail sign. You can call the number, get the information. You can text the number on there, get the information sent to your phone. You can even download an app. So we've got some great stuff. And of course, this place is one of our heritage sites because there's some great history. Not just the beauty, but some great stories to be told here.
I hope there's a link to our website, because every Monday...
There is on the site.
Every Monday, I update our What's in Bloom list.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes in the winter, it takes me about 5 minutes. And
well, give us the website.
Longer and longer. It's RogersonClematisCollection.org. And you go to the visit page, and there's a little short drop-down option, and you want What's in Bloom. And then I also announce whenever I've updated it on our Facebook page.
Well, another segue here. In addition to that, on the website, you'll also find the special events, because you guys are hosting a great special event coming up here pretty soon with a little bit of local celebrity coming on.
Yeah, every year we do the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, we do a garden tour. And usually it's our garden open here with lots of people to give you tours and selling clematis, and then private gardens also. And this year, because it's our 10th anniversary, we kind of are doing greatest hits of some of the famous, favorite gardens that people have visited. And in the morning, before the tour, we're doing breakfast with Mike Darcy.
Okay. And if you're local, you know that name.
Yeah, our great KXL radio guy. And so Mike's going to come out, and he was one of the first people in the Portland area to meet Brewster Rogerson.
Oh, wow.
And Mike has a very important history with getting us here and getting these plants in the ground. And so Mike's going to talk about that. We're going to serve breakfast, and we'll have non-alcoholic mimosas. And then people will be able to tour the garden, and included in that price is the whole tour.
You mentioned earlier, this kind of captured my interest, of probably being able to buy stuff at different times. So if somebody wants to get a little bit of this beauty and take it home with them, how do they do that?
Well, they can go to our website and see where we're doing off-site sales. Like this weekend, we'll be up at the Camas, Washington Spring Garden Fair, and we'll also be at Garden Expo in Spokane.
Oh, wow.
And then, so they can look for our off-site sales, and then we're here on Fridays from 10 to 2, and the last Saturday of the month from 10 to 2.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Over 750 varieties. What's your favorite clematis?
It's not in bloom yet right now.
It's not in bloom yet. Okay.
But it's called Vanessa Violacea.
Vanessa Violacea.
And it's
that almost
got
sounds
a
like
flower about that big.
I can see why you like it.
And it's white. And it has purple veining, and the veins all run together, so you have an outline of purple around the edge of the flower. And it's
good taste. That sounds awesome.
Stunning. It's beautiful.
Now, are any species particularly more like fragrant than others? So if you're looking for something to kind of brighten up the
Right. Well, right now we've been talking about the Montana group. We were in front of Warwickshire Rose before, and there's Vera. And here along the driveway, we have a bunch more of that Montana group. And they are, many of them, scented.
Is that what I'm smelling now? Because I mean, I can smell kind of a basic scent, but being unversed in the ways of the clematis or clematis.
Well, bring your nose over here.
Okay. We're gonna do this.
Okay, this one here.
Okay.
Is called Picton's variety, named after a nurseryman named Percy Picton.
Oh my gosh, Facebook! I wish you could smell that.
Oh, I know. Facebook needs smell-o-vision.
There's like almost like a vanilla minty thing or something in there.
Yes, vanilla.
Wow.
A lot of people call it vanilla spice.
All right. Hey, I was right. I wasn't just pulling things out.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So how hard is it to grow something like this? If I wanted to get some of this for my house?
It's very, very easy. The one problem, as people see it with the Montana group, is that they get big, and you can see they are like,
it's spiny.
We're ready to go. But we've managed to limit them to these sections of split rail fence simply by pinching off the old growth or the new growth and saying, no, you can't have the beech tree, and you can't have the old viburnum. You have to, this is all you get. So it takes some diligence for these guys. I want to show you a very special member of the Montana group.
Okay, we're going to go see something special.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's very picturesque.
Well, again, I mean, just walking these grounds, I mean, it's beautiful.
So this is another Montana called Margaret Jones.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's real nice, too.
Yeah.
It's got a similar smell, but a little more subtle.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to look at a clematis named Brewster.
Brewster. Named after him?
Yep.
He's got his own flower.
Yeah.
That's how, you know you've got a legacy.
Yeah, you've arrived.
Yes.
So see here on the arbor?
Okay, up there. Right next to the house.
That's Brewster.
Okay. So what makes this one stand out from some of the others?
This was a seedling that arose from the collection when it was still in containers. And it's got a softer flower. You can see it's got a little bit of a bar of darker pink in the middle. When the leaves first come out, they're very dark bronze, and then as it flowers, they turn greener.
Okay.
But great scent.
Oh, it's just again.
And it's
Facebook, I wish you could smell that.
Yeah, it's a seedling that he sort of nurtured, and in 2001, when the International Clematis Society visited the collection when it was still in containers, we named it after him and had a celebration and a ceremony. And so,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, tell everybody one more time how to find you guys, both online and in the real world.
Okay. The garden is at 125 Rosemont Road. If you look it up, it looks like it's in West Lynn, but technically it's in unincorporated Clackamas County. But if you're going to Google it and do Google Maps, and then West Lynn is where it is. And the garden's open dawn till dusk every day. Online, we're at RogersonClematisCollection.org.
And you're on Facebook as well?
And we're on Facebook too, as Rogerson Clematis Garden.
All right. Folks, you've got to join us out here because this place is amazing. It's beautiful. The flowers smell great. what a spot to spend a day, just walk around, see the different types of flowers, maybe have a picnic, bring the kids, let them burn off some energy as they walk around and take in some gorgeous stuff. This place is amazing. You guys have done a phenomenal job keeping this place beautiful. Thank you so much.
I hope everybody comes back as often as they can.
That's good advice right there. Check this place out, folks. Rogerson Clematis Garden, between Westland and Lake Oswego, 125 Rosemont Drive. Rosemont Road. Hey, I actually remember the numbers. That's actually a big step up for me. That's a big improvement. Check it out here. You're going to enjoy it. Until next time, we'll see you next week on Mount Hood Territory Live. Thanks for joining us.